Let's get things underway. We're 1 or 2 minutes past 4 o'clock, so kick things off. My name's Christian. If you don't know me already, I'm from OpenSolar. I'm the Pro Experience Manager here in Australia and New Zealand, helping all the solar businesses who want to use OpenSolar get on board, do all the training, and get set up and things like that. I'm joined here by Vil from Trina Solar today. We're bringing you this webinar to show you a little bit about Trina on OpenSolar, show you some of Trina's latest products as well that Vil's going to run us through in a presentation shortly. And yeah, how to just design and quote Trina systems using the OpenSolar software platform. So if you have any questions during the webinar today, feel free to drop them in either the chat box there or even the Q&A box is probably even better. The webinar will be recorded as well. So if you can't make it the whole way through, or if you need to share it with any colleagues, you can do so afterwards. We'll send you out the link to the recording. Great. So I will hand it over to Vil now to run through a presentation on Trina, and then I'll give you guys a little run through on OpenSolar after that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Christian. So yeah, my name is Vil. I'm from Trina. Just here to talk about this new product that we've got, that we've just released, and should be available through all of our distributors very soon. Very soon, talking about it's going into production over the next month, and then it will take about 4 to 6 weeks to get here. So in Q2, pretty much. So just 1 second. All right. So can we see that?
Yeah, all good.
Fantastic. So for those of you that are not aware, well, Trina's been on the market for a very long time. One of the original established brands in the market. Since 2009 is when the local head office was set up. So we've become a market leader through that time, to a point where independently verified largest market share in the module market as of last year. So we're strengthening up the team. We just want to ensure that we keep around and supply and support the market as we go on. Now we've got a couple of local warehouses as well. They're purely served for our distribution base, so that there's some extra stock in there for certain requirements, so that we maintain that supply chain, especially in these days with certain scenarios that are happening around the world. So, but through that time, we've delivered about 3 gigawatts of modules, and we have we are proud to say that some of the most iconic projects in Australia are actually Trina branded modules, some of which that everyone knows, some of household names, like from Bunnings to your fast food chains, to your local supermarkets like Coles and Woolworths, over to like vicinity centers, shopping centers, airports, and so on. So proud to say that they're all Trina. So now this is our projection as well, and it's been taken by a trusted Sunwiz reports that it's pretty much showing what the market's doing at the moment, and it shows the past few years, and obviously it shows the solar coaster that everyone's been on for some time now. Now we have projected that last year we've hit a new peak overall with the rooftop market as it is, and the dark blue is showing that it's still very much underpinned by the residential market sales. So that is certainly a priority for us, to keep on providing the most up-to-date products, and so that as we are noticing that over the next few years, it still remains to be the biggest market channel in that vertical, in that space. Even though we are expecting the market to maybe slightly start contracting and become stable over the next few years, the residential sector is very much still in play. So, oops. Sorry, just having some issues. So, non-utility. So in order to supply that, in order to make sure that the mainstream supply is based on the latest and greatest technology, so we are listening to the market about what needs to happen, and it is certainly the energy yield needs to be as high as possible. Because residential roof spaces, it's not just that they're getting smaller, obviously not, but people are really interested in getting into bigger systems, because everything that's happening as it's ongoing, it's not really the smaller systems that they are. So they want to try and maximize the available roof space with potential extra yield that down the line can be redistributed into different things, like obviously with the electric vehicles that are coming about. People also are willing to pay for quality, so that's what we're seeing. So there's been a huge trend of warranties going up to being extended over and above the initial 10, then 15 years. So now we're looking at 25-year warranties, which are very aggressively being pursued by the market. The modules still need to remain aesthetically pleasing, so they still need to look pretty good. They need to fit in within their environment, and we need to make sure that they're very reliable. So that's pretty much what we've been hearing from the market. Now, the power bin on the residential side has been pretty much dictated by the constraints of the inverter oversizing issues. So obviously, from the 370 to 390 that used to be the most popular sizes, the next size up from there is the 415 and so on. So that's what we're still looking at doing. So the trends, as I said, up to 25 years in the product warranty, there's a demand for higher power, but they're also more reliable, like minimizing cracks, or especially with improving the fire class and so on. And obviously everyone's looking at more power generation for the installed capacity. Oops, I'm having issues with. So that's what we've now introduced, the new Vertex S Plus module. This is keeping within the residential size constraints. So our first task was to, and goal and target was to reach the dimensions, not to have them any bigger in physical size. So it's under 1800 in height and just over 1 meter wide. And we've also gone thinner with the frames. It's a 30mm frame. The weight was the next constraint that we wanted to keep within the 21 to 22 kilos. So we've reached that target of 21.5 kilos. And now the power is able to be achieved up to 425. At the moment, we are at 415, just to target that market as it is. But that production line seems to be incrementally improving, and we're looking at reaching that at some stage over the next possibly 12 months, maybe, or something like that. And it's all thanks to that fantastic new efficiency of the 21 up to 21.9%. So thanks to our N-type cells that we've introduced as part of this module. Now, the warranty has gone up as well. So we've increased the warranty from 15 years to 25 years on the product itself. So now that's so that's in line with some of the better warranties that are out there. The difference between the cells that we've achieved is we've introduced this new dual glass type module by eliminating the backsheet. So on the left hand side here, you can see the backsheet module is standard, has layers so there's a layer of glass at the front, then EVA, the cell in the middle, and obviously then an EVA at the back, and a back sheet at the back. So the back sheet itself is a weak point. So what we've come out with is we've eliminated that, because there's been a huge evolution in the glass improvements and strengths. So we've been able to keep a very thin layer of glass that's similar to the one that's at the front. We've also put it on the back. So we pretty much eliminated the back sheet and just left the cell in between with the EVA. So that's provided a lot of advantages. So it is a dual glass module, but you know, for some of you that know dual glass from 3, 4, 5 years ago, it's a totally different version and a totally different evolution of that. So it doesn't have any of the drawbacks, but it's got all the benefits of it. It allows, with the cells as they are, with the N-type cells, it allows for a better temperature coefficient. So as everything is heating up, so you know, heading into summer, and you know, very warm parts of Australia, very hot roofs that are out there, with this type of module and with this type of arrangement of the cell, we are looking at a lower temperature coefficient. So basically, as it's warming up, there's generally a little bit more production actually coming out, or it's not affecting production as much. The biggest thing for me, though, with these N-type cells is the 30-year degradation warranty. So what's now possible, and this is the most amazing part, is that degradation has come down quite significantly. So we're basically losing on light-induced, or LID, light-induced degradation, which is very common effect and very common trend over a module's life. So we're losing only 1% in the first year, and 0.4% in each year thereafter. So what happens is that after 30 years, we're still getting 87.4, over 87% of its rated output, which is absolutely fantastic, you know, because obviously the production doesn't drop off a cliff right there, and then it still keeps on going, you know. So these modules are expected to outlast many other things that are out there. So just to recap then, so it's a 20 on the warranty side of things, so 20-year, 25-year product warranty and a 30-year power warranty on that. Thanks to the dual glass design, we've also managed to achieve quite a lot of benefits. So we pretty much eliminated micro cracks because of the back sheet and, you know, the sandwiched cell between the two sheets of glass. It eliminates micro cracks, and therefore, you know, prolongs obviously the production, and eliminates the hot spots therefore, and all of that. So it's also a much safer module because of the back sheet again, or lack of a back sheet. There isn't much to catch on fire. So the back sheet's eliminated. It's just two sheets of glass and the frame. So not much to catch on fire, and therefore it's much safer. And obviously a much higher reliability because of that. It can be installed in all sorts of different environments. It's much more friendly to a coastal application, you know, where there's a lot of salt mist and all of that. And obviously ammonia and all of, you know, those types of scenarios as well. Roofs, just as it's a standard module, as it's framed module, it just applies to any types of rooftops. So it's pretty much just a mounting system that's being used. It's very much suitable for residential rooftops because of the size constraints as it is, but because it's also a 1500 volt module, it's also very much suitable to smaller CNI type solutions, you know, or maybe tilted frames types of CNI type solutions and things like that. So there's a lot of that possibility. Inverters, it's certified with most inverters, so it works. It's pretty much compatible with most of the inverters that are out there on the market, like especially some of the most popular ones like obviously SMA, Frenius, Sangro, and so on, Goodwe, and all of that, all of those guys. So works very well with those. Now, I think these are just a couple of photos of what it does, but generally this is our new range. So the range and where it fits, where Vertex S Plus fits in within the range. So we have the Vertex S out there in the market already. So there's the 390s and the 400s that are out there that are pretty much the Vertex range is based on our new 210 mil size cells. So the smaller size panels are the residential size. In the middle, that's more the CNI type solutions. And then, once you go to the right, it's more the utility scale size, big sort of panels as they are. But so the Vertex S Plus fits in very nicely into that residential and could cross over in a lot of CNI scenarios as well, because of that adaptability as it is. So thanks for listening in. Over to you, Christian.
Awesome. Thank you, Vil, for the presentation. I might just hijack the screen sharing now. Just bear with me there, guys. And yeah, any questions for Vil now, anything like Trina related, probably now's the best time to pop them through. He can answer them while I'm giving my presentation. We can also do a bit of like live Q&A at the end as well. Cool. So should be able to see my screen there now, I believe. So OpenSolar, just jumping in here. If you guys are brand new to OpenSolar, essentially we're an end-to-end software toolkit for a solar business. With OpenSolar, you can generate leads, create projects, like manage a CRM for all of your customers and a pipeline, sales pipeline kind of thing. Design the system, of course, create a proposal, and then you can close the sale online as well. Deliver any post-sale documentation to the installers and the customers. So really an end-to-end toolkit to run your solar business, and it's completely free to use as well. Free because our two co-founders, Birchie and Adam, they had a vision to really accelerate solar across the world. And in doing that, they thought the best way to enable that would be by providing a free software. And we can say thanks to our partners like Trina today, who actually help fund us. And you get the added benefits from Trina being a partner on OpenSolar, which I'll touch on in a moment. So you see here, I am just on this online proposal for a particular project that I just designed. This is just a quick example that I drew up a little while ago. Just did two system options, pretty simple here on the right hand side, 8.5 kilowatt. This one with the Trina Honey M panel, so you can see it just down here, and this one with the Trina Vertex S panel. And so you see with Trina being a partner of OpenSolar, you get the added benefits here of having their logo. You get the images of the products, videos that kind of talk about the benefits as well. And then you've also got, detailed brochures that talk about, the product benefits too. Got some accessible like download resources there. And then of course the spec sheet as well. So these are just some of the benefits of Trina, being a partner on OpenSolar. And like I said, that's really making it free for you guys being the installers to use this great software to run your business. So as we come down a little bit further, we've got here a system performance chart, pretty straightforward. On this option that I designed here, I put in a battery. That's pretty handy with this performance chart. You can show the battery coming into play here with the solar generation through the middle of the day, batteries charging up there and then discharging to meet the customer's load during the evening. You can also see that on like different seasons there as well. So you can show a bit more detail in this proposal, or you can really trim it down and customize it. So you're just showing like, kind of the key points might just be the savings and the hardware that you're selling them or something. So fully customizable. It's all white label. You can rebrand it as your own and display exactly what you want to your customer. So these are some environmental benefits, financial impact of the system. Once again, just toggling between the two options and like allows your customer to easily compare between them. You've got the bill savings chart here as well. This is actually really handy, especially when you're going to be, offering them a finance option like I've done here. that it will display the monthly payments. So you can see here from day one, their old bill, $156, the new bill, plus the monthly payments is actually less than that. And so they're cash flow positive from the get-go when they purchase their solar system. So nice and easy to convey the benefits there. Here I just put in some testimonials for the customer, and then the quote table down the bottom here. Once again, just toggling between the different payment options and system options gives a really easy comparison for the customer to check out that proposal. Yeah, so that's this online proposal, fully like digital and interactive, as you can see. The sales rep who sent this out would be emailed when the customer opens it up. They also get emailed if the customer wants to go ahead and proceed with the proposal as well. So they can click accept. In here, they can read the contract. They can check off that they've read that contract, of course, with this little checkbox here, and then put in credit card information to give their signature there as well. Or they can choose an offline payment, which might just be like your bank details and things like that, and submit it like that as well. So that allowing you to close the sale online effectively. So just thought I'd show you what it looks like quickly from a customer standpoint, and just show you some of like the benefits of, you know, incorporating Trina hardware in your proposals there. But I'll show you now how to set that all up. So firstly, we'll go into this control area. And if you're new to OpenSolar, one of the, the very initial steps would be to set up all of the hardware that you're using. So we'll go into design and hardware modules. In here, we can click on add from database, and then we can just type in, you can type in the manufacturer name or the module code that you're looking for. So if I type in Trina, we should just get a short list of all the Trina panels available on OpenSolar. The ones with the logo branding here will be those that come with that content, being like the videos and the brochures on your proposal. So just keep that in mind when you're selecting the panel as well. So if we just take one of these as an example, just take this guy. We can then, review the specs. That's all good. It will include the warranties automatically. And then you can put in the cost of your panel there as well. And then just hit save to load it into your active list of modules. And these being the ones that you'd like quote on a regular basis effectively. So that's really it for loading in the Trina hardware. Then just to take a step back to this home area here, this is where you get started in OpenSolar to create a new project. So in here, we can just put in our address, choose one, your customer's address that you're going to design on, select it from the drop down that appears there, and then go through to create that project. Just need to confirm that that's the right location. Then we can put in our customer details here. I'm just going to use, maybe my colleague Dion as a quick example for my customer today. Put in their contact information, just give them an email address there. And then once you've done that, you can also add in any other details here that you like. Might be some sales notes, might be where the lead came from, site details and stuff, but that can all wait till later on as well. You don't have to enter that information right away. Go through to this energy section, which is typically where you put in your customer's load profile. This is what's really going to determine their, the financial savings of the solar system. So it's important that you're putting in this information correctly. You have a lot of different options of how you can enter it in. So you might have like a daily consumption on their bill that you're holding in front of them. You could be doing this in their kitchen with them as well. If you have OpenSolar downloaded on your tablet device or your phone, whatever it might be, it's compatible on, lots of different devices. And we might say here that our customers consuming 20 kilowatt hours a day in Jan, 21 in Feb, and 18 in March, for example. So don't have to load in, every single field. It will then just assume a curve throughout the year based on, Australian averages for that location. Once we've done that, we can also select our utility rate here as well. So you'll see this one gets automatically applied based on the location. You can also go in and select a new tariff like this, use the different filters to find the exact one that you want, or easily just click on that tariff and you can modify some of the details in here. So if they're not on a 21 cent anytime rate, then you can change this easily just by modifying those numbers there, changing any other rates in here as well, like the feed in rate. You can change that easily. So super easy to just like manipulate all these different items. We'll just save that. Cool. And once you've done that, we can then proceed to this design area, which is where we're going to start designing the system now. So I'm just going to do a quick and easy top-down or vertical design here. You also have the option to design in 3D, which will calculate like the shading. It will give you automatic calculations for the pitch and the azimuth of the site as well. But that's not available in all locations. Typically, you'll probably be designing on this 2D image. And if you're lucky, you might have like access to that 3D imagery. Perhaps with Nearmap, you can link that to OpenSolar as well. But obviously that's going to be a paid add-on. You're going to be paying for the Nearmap imagery. So we're just going to go with this top down. We'll choose our panel over here on the left. We'll select from our list here. Just quickly type in Trina there, and we'll just take a panel to start designing with. Take this 371, which I think was the Honey M panel, and then click on plus panel group. Simply just click and drag along the roof like this. And as I'm dragging, I'm also setting, the azimuth of that array. And then I've dropped it there, and I can just add in any additional panels in these surrounding boxes. Can also add in another group over here. We might add a couple panels on this roof, or even I can put some perhaps in landscape just at the top of this array here as well. If they're going to fit, might be a tight fit, but let's roll with that for the moment. So this one you can see azimuth of 9 degrees, this one of 10 degrees. So I'll just quickly fix that up to align that correctly. And then let's just chuck in 2 or 3 panels down on this roof over here in portrait again. Cool. So that's our 6.6 kilowatt system there of solar, of course. And then going now to the next tab on the left, you got the inverters. So just click on plus inverter, choose the type of inverter that you want to design with. Let's just take this one as an example. You can also add in the stringing as well if you like there too. And if you want to give your customer a battery option, that's also easy to do here. Just add in a battery. You might even give them another system option with a battery like this. Just click on add new system, duplicate it, and then add in a battery like that. So really straightforward to just, give the customer multiple different options like this. You can also retitle it there as well. Call this one 6.6 kilowatt Trina and battery. And then this one, let's just call it 6.6 kilowatt solar. So nice and easy, just design those two like, oh, where'd that title go? There we go. Cool. So nice and easy. I've just designed 2 systems there. Can really design as many as you like, however you see fit for your customer. And then you're going to price it up in here as well. So you can load in all of your pricing beforehand. It will calculate a price automatically like I've done here. Or you can just go in and enter the price manually. This is typically the best option if you're just getting started out on OpenSolar and still configuring things. Then you can start easily just by entering it manually from your spreadsheet or whatever you've used in the past before you've fully migrated all of your pricing and things like that over to OpenSolar. You'll then see the incentive gets calculated automatically. So we've got the STC there. Other state rebates will also be calculated, and they're pretty easy to set up as well. And then the last thing are the payment options here. So my default payment option is a cash or bank transfer option, but you can also offer integrated finance with Bright there, for example, or I've actually set up Plenty in my account, and that's for residential solar finance. We've also got Energy Ease for commercial finance as well. So the integrated finance is great. We've been hearing lots of good feedback on that. This just allows your customer essentially to apply for that loan directly through the proposal, which is really nice. It just speeds up that whole process, so you don't have to redirect them to your portal to lodge the application, and you don't have to do it for them. They can just do it right there on the quote, and you can be calling them and talk them through the process nice and easily. It'll all just be captured in OpenSolar there. So we've designed our 2 systems now. Let's just click save at the top right so we don't lose any of that progress. And then we'll go through to online proposal, which is this next tab where we started today. This is a quick message about my business, some about us content. And then at the top here, got a bunch of key figures from these 2 systems that I've just designed. So super straightforward to quote with Trina, as you can see. laying the panels down on the roof, you can get these quotes out in a matter of 2 to 3 minutes, I'd say. Once you get speedy and used to things in OpenSolar, and once you've got your account set up. And yeah, that's really what I'm here for, to help you guys onboard all of the training and things like that, especially. So that's just a quick run through. I think that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to cover here. If you're wondering about, the panels that are covered from Trina in OpenSolar, you can hop into our help center. Just this little icon in here. Type in Trina in the help center, and you'll find this page that goes through all of the different panels that they have available on OpenSolar. And I'm sure pretty soon we're going to have that Vertex S Plus panel that Vil was presenting on there just a moment ago as well. So we'll get that one set up in the near future, I would say. But yeah, that wraps things up for me. Obviously, there's a lot more to OpenSolar, but I don't want to go on too much of a deep dive today. So if you'd like some one-on-one training with me, more than happy to do that. You can email me at christian@opensolar.com, and we can book in a time for end of this week or next week, and I'd be happy to give you a demo and help you set things up as soon as possible. I'll just drop my email in the chat box there in case you want to reach out after this webinar. But yeah, that really that wraps it up for me. If you guys have any other questions, OpenSolar related, Trina related, feel free to just drop them in the Q&A or the chat box now, guys. All right, looks like there's oh yeah, we've got a question come through here. Okay, cool. We got a question from Gonzalo. Thanks for that one. If my product does not appear in the list, who uploads the products? That would be me. So if you have a product that's not in our database already, then just email me the spec sheet and I'll send it over to our database team, who generally uploads it within 2 to 3 working days. If it's super urgent, you can also just like upload the product yourself in OpenSolar. When you go into that hardware section in the control area, you can create your own one and just put in all the specs yourself. But yeah, it'd be great to get it in the database if we don't have it already. So just feel free to email me the spec sheet. Any other questions there, guys? All right. That might be a wrap for this afternoon then, if there's no other questions, but I did drop my email there. So just take note of that and reach out to me at any time if you need a hand on OpenSolar or if you want to get your team trained up. That's what I'm here for. So thanks everyone for joining this afternoon, and we will send you the recording sometime tomorrow, I would say. Looking forward to doing the next webinar with you all. And thank you, Vil, for presenting with me.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Take care.